Hello, you guys. My name is Ari Celine, also known as Celine Moon Queen, and I am the founder and owner of Akashic Allures, and I wanted to give you guys a free Yoniversity masterclass. So this masterclass is the Leo season masterclass. Usually I would post this during Leo season, but I was called to post this during the new moon in Virgo, which is the sign of Mary Magdalene. So I am still launching and accepting students for Yoniversity. I wanted to give you guys a taste in terms of what these masterclasses look like. I've already uploaded another masterclass from last year, the Taurus season one, all about wealth. So go check that out in my YouTube channel. But we are talking about today the crown mysteries, the rose mysteries, and how this relates to creating a successful, thriving spiritual business as a witchpreneur. Okay, so let's just get into it, you guys. So on today's agenda, we are going to go into imposter syndrome, which is what I see. A lot of people that have spiritual business are healers, are psychics. They definitely deal with this. So how do we alchemize that? I'm also going to talk about what it means to step into your confidence and also the shadow work that comes with that. External validation to internal validation. Then I'm going to talk about creating a successful magnetic brand, divine sovereignty, self-worth, and value, the rose mysteries of the crown, the queen archetype, and how to embody it. And then we're going to talk more about Yoniversity. What is Yoniversity? Who is it for? What is the curriculum? What is this journey going to be like? Stay tuned. Okay, let's get into it, you guys. All right, you guys. So again, I wanted to share that imposter syndrome is something that is so normal, especially when you are starting out and wanting to embark on this journey of being a spiritual entrepreneur. Okay. This is a process within your entrepreneur journey that you will constantly have to do shadow work on. It's not something that you do once in the beginning and it goes away forever. It's something that, again, it's like an onion, okay? And that is just part of what the sacred service means and what it means to have your business as an extension of your spiritual purpose. Okay, you're going to have to do shadow work through your spiritual purpose. Okay, so when you are feeling that doubt and when you are feeling that fear, it is actually part of your initiation. And faith is your deposit. Okay, faith is what you need to sacrifice, to give to spirit, to bet on yourself so that you truly align with the version of yourself that knows you can be successful, that knows that you can be thriving in your brand. Okay. You do not have to listen to that fear. And that fear is actually an indicator that you are expanding and doing something outside of your comfort zone. Okay. So almost reworking your relationship to that fear. And when these doubts are loud and when you feel that imposter syndrome, that is actually a good thing. That means you are stepping into a place where you are surrounded by people that can inspire you. You are surrounded by people that may intimidate you, but also ignite a fire under you. One of my spiritual business mentors always say, be the little fish in a big pond, and you do not want to be the most successful person in a room. Okay, so when you are getting into that space and really taking it more seriously in terms of your business, in terms of your services, your creativity, your healing, your energy work, whatever you do, again, that is something that is going to be uncomfortable, but it is also an indicator you're moving in the right place. Okay, you're doing something new. Okay, so take that leap of faith. That is part of the process. you're never going to feel quite ready, and you're never going to feel quite comfortable to do this. Okay. So yeah, that is something that I want to share. Another thing I want to share in terms of reframing your relationship to doubt is that doubt is your access point to devotion. Doubt is your access point to devotion. How can your devotion be larger than your doubts? How can your vision be larger than your fears? Okay, really listening to where your higher self is taking you, where your heart, your spirit guides, your intuition is taking you, and listening to that instead rather than your fears, and taking action upon what your heart says rather than your fears. Okay, and this really shows the universe that, hey, I am about this life and I really want this, and I am going to shift into that timeline. Okay, so that doesn't mean that you have to do this journey alone. I think it is so important to have people around you that can anchor in this truth for you, that are just like you, that are on this path, whether it's mentors, whether it's business collaborations, whether it's friends that you make that are also starting out, being a creative, being a psychic, being a spiritual entrepreneur. It's totally okay to lean on those people, to co-regulate with those people, to have them tap in for you, to give them messages, to clear your energy, to help you align, because we are supposed to be in community. And that's also one of the reasons why I've made Yoniversity, because I understand the impact of mentorship and community when it comes to especially being in the first year of your business. Okay. Right, let's keep going. Okay, so let's talk about the shadow work on a deeper level. Sometimes it really isn't our fear of failure. It's really our fear of success. Okay. And I know that this is was definitely a part of my journey in terms of not just fearing failure, but really fearing, like, what does it mean when I become successful? And there's a lot of limiting beliefs and subconscious belief systems that are programmed to us, whether it's from people outside of us or from media, could be religion, from schooling, movies, like TV shows, like anything that tells us like success is dangerous, it's not safe. So let's get into some of the things that you may experience or you may be experiencing right now. So being successful is not safe. People will be envious and take advantage of me. So yeah, that's something that we see in myths. That's something that we see in movies. That's something that you may have seen, I don't know, maybe within your family, if that's something that you've seen. But again, it's almost a sense of when you become successful, then you don't have real friends, then your friends are out to get you, then people just want your place. Like there's all of these small things in terms of you have a target on your back when you become successful. Let's keep going. Being successful will make me lonely. I lose people when I level up. Let me turn off my phone notifications. Anyways, sorry about that. I will lose people I love when I level up. And honestly, not gonna lie, that is true to an extent. You will lose certain people when you level up, but that doesn't mean you will be lonely. That means that you will connect to people that are on your level. And if people are not doing the work, if people cannot meet you where you're at, if people do not want to rise up with you, then you have to let them go. So that's just something I will say about that one. That's what happens when you take leaps of faith. That's what happens when you quantum jump. That's what happens when you shift your timeline. That's really just something that you have to accept. All right. Being successful is grimy. In order to be successful, I have to step on others. So we see a lot of, especially within capitalism, a idea that people that make a lot of money have to exploit other people. You have to step on other people. It's a rat race, and you have to sabotage other people to get ahead, right? So that could be something that's very subconscious, even though that on a conscious level that there are people that are successful, that earn that success, and that are good people and use that success to impact the world in positive ways. Being successful is too stressful. It means more responsibility and less time. Okay, so we can see people burnt out from being really successful. They have all the money in the world, but they're too stressed out. They don't have time for their family. They don't have time to rest, and they're just grinding and grinding and grinding. Again, you do not want to create your business with these limiting beliefs, because that is something that could cause burnout. Okay. And then also, being successful means I lose who I am. I will have to sacrifice a lot, right? So if you've heard, fame changed you, money changed you, and almost the sense of people lose their integrity and lose their sense of self when it comes to being successful. And again, that's not necessarily true. So we're going to get into how can we rewrite these belief systems. Okay, so as I said before, these are the ones that I talked about before, and then we'll talk about the rewired belief system. And again, this comes from my own personal shadow work, and also the shadow work that I've seen with my students and my clients. Okay, as well as my friends. It is safe for me to be successful. I am protected from envy, right? So when you do become successful, I think it is important, especially as witchpeneurs, we can do protection rituals. We have our ancestors on our side. We also have the intuition to know that when a person is bullshitting, know when a person is kissing our ass, know when a person isn't truly genuine for us. So almost trusting in our own discernment. And number one, there are going to be people that are going to be drawn to your success and want to ride on your coattails, but you also have to trust yourself, especially psychics, healers, witchpeneurs, that you'll be protected from that. You'll be protected from that envy. You'll be protected from those copycats and jealous people. Okay. Being successful will make me lonely. Let's shift that into being successful means I will connect to even more successful people when I level up. And I can definitely say this from my own personal life, because I've seen people that I've literally looked up to, and these women that have these successful like businesses as an astrologer, as owning like a shop, and they have not just become just like people I look up to, but they've become my friends. And because I have taken the leap of faith, because I took the risk, because I am on that path of, hey, I'm doing the damn thing, that makes me perfectly aligned to these people. And there's almost a sort of respect, a mutual respect when it comes to, you made that leap of faith and we understand each other, and not everybody has the courage and balls to do it. So again, when you do level up your mindset, you level up your surroundings and your network. So it really means like taking that risk and like really betting on yourself and opening up with that LLC. And you do not have to do it alone. I think it is so important to have friends and mentors that guide you along the way. And a lot, and any successful person will tell you that, not just spiritual people. Okay. So being successful is grimy. Let's shift that into, I created my success with integrity. I do good and I deserve my rewards, right? So your spiritual business is not built on the exploitation of people. It's not. You deserve to price yourself the way that you price yourself, because number one, your value is transforming people's lives. Okay. There are companies and CEOs that are profiting off of hiking up diabetes medication. Okay, like stop feeling bad about being successful and like making what you're worth. Okay, don't be afraid to even ask more for what you're worth, because again, you're adding value to the world. So again, like I think it's just such a huge reframe that this is not built on those old capitalistic like programs, and that old paradigm is dying, and we are becoming the CEOs and business owners that live in integrity. Okay. Being successful is too stressful. Okay. Being successful means my life gets to be easier because I have support like financial relief. So being successful means that, hey, maybe you do get more time away and more free time to spend with your family and your friends and your loved ones. Maybe it's less stressful because you get to pamper yourself. Maybe you get to travel more. Maybe you get to know that you will make rent every time and then some, and then you have savings. Like that is a result of your success. Okay, it doesn't mean that you have to subconsciously create from a place of burnout because that's what you've seen. And you definitely know that there are CEOs that are just barely doing anything and they get to live and travel the world while they delegate the work to other people. And that's something that you can do as well, but again, in a way that is integrity. Being successful means I lose who I am. Okay, being successful is your natural state of being. Being successful is an extension of your true soul essence and your birthright. Okay, so this is some really important shadow work, especially when it comes to owning a successful spiritual business. If you're not doing this shadow work, girl, you do not want to, like, again, be manifesting from a place of the old capitalistic paradigm of what we think entrepreneurship should look like. Okay, again, and this is why I've created Yoniversity, because it is such a deeply spiritual path. So I wanted to share this beautiful poem because I feel like it perfectly encapsulates that fear of success and almost reframing it in a most beautiful way. So, Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Ugh, this is so good. And I think it is so in tune with the Leo energy and archetype that this whole presentation is also talking about. You are a child of God. Leo is associated with our inner child. It is associated with that royalty and how children are just so connected to that royal frequency and how they do not hold themselves back and they don't care about the opinions of others yet because they weren't conditioned yet, and they are just feeling themselves. And that is the essence of what it means to be regal, royal, and a queen. And that is so important when it comes to stepping into that confidence of being successful, being a business owner, CEO, all of the things. So let's keep going. But again, this is really just the whole theme of why I've created this masterclass with the lens of Leo season. Okay. Is this gonna load? Hello? Let me go back. That's so weird that it's not loading. So I wanted to share some of my credentials. If you guys don't know me, or I don't know how you found my YouTube channel, but I want to introduce myself on a deeper level. So yeah, I am a witchpeneur. I'm an Akashic Records reader. I do it full time. I've been doing it since 2022. So I've been in business for about like 2 years-ish. A little bit over 2 years. I really started like end of 2021. So I kind of count that as 2022. And I blew up on TikTok, and from these two TikToks, I got a bunch of Akashic Records readings within like the first month of putting my calendar open. And it was really wild because number one, I knew that would happen just because I'm psychic and an Akashic Records reader. I just knew that that was just like the business plan. I saw the visions and I got the creative ideas and I did it and it manifested. Okay, so again, my TikTok's Lean Queen. I've read over 200 souls, and this is kind of like an old Instagram post, so it's probably around 300 or about to hit 300. I was also featured in Vice magazine. That is where this blank space, it's a screenshot of this blank space of the Vice magazine article, but I also have another screenshot. So it is the Vice magazine article, What is Dark Feminine Energy? My face is on there. They also interviewed me, and that was also within my first year of business. You can see my name here, and how I talk about what the dark feminine energy is. And I could also wanted to share some milestones that I've made within my business. And again, this is not, always goes up and down, but I think I've made some really beautiful, successful months doing what I love. So I just wanted to share that with you guys in case you guys don't know who I am. I started really again with just like making TikTok videos about the dark feminine archetypes, about just my deep thoughts about spirituality, about what the Akashic Records is. And that really helped me build a foundation for the courses that I make and the mentorship services that I have as well. So that is just like what I wanted to share, like what I've accomplished so far. And yeah, let's talk about how did I do this? Let's talk about what's the magic behind this. Okay, so I know I just shared a lot of like vanity metrics. I have 60K followers on Instagram, on TikTok right now, 500,000 like views on TikTok, the money, the engagement, the accolades, all of that stuff. But I just want to share all of that stuff doesn't validate me. All of that stuff does not validate me. I know that I'm that bitch with 200 likes, and I know I'm that bitch with 12 likes. It's so real. I know I'm that bitch when my money's up. I know that bitch when my money's down. Okay. And when I didn't have as many followers, when I didn't have the likes, I just knew that I was that girl. Like that is just where the virality truly comes from. It's just knowing that confidently, and not looking to these arbitrary numbers for that validation. Okay, so that is what I want to say, especially when it comes to you guys building your audience, you guys building a following, you guys trying to make viral content. Yes, that 100% helps. I think it's definitely gotten me clients. I think it's definitely gotten me some sort of credibility within the spiritual TikTok community, all that stuff. But it is just a byproduct of the shadow work I've done and how I feel about myself and my own self-concept and my own self-identity. Okay. So yeah, your self-worth has to be centered internally rather than externally. Those things like the likes and the money, they're gonna go up and down, but your worth has to be inherent. Okay, it has to be stable. And that doesn't mean the sense of like you're gonna feel insecure sometimes. You're going to look at the engagements and obsess over it, or you're gonna be like, oh, people unfollowed me. That's normal. But you have to almost just realign to that bad bitch queen energy of like, who cares? I am worthy either way. Okay. Another thing that I share with my friends, with my clients, my students, virality does not always mean money. It does not always mean money. I think I was manifesting virality and I went from like TikTok to Instagram Reels. And I was like, okay, well, I want the same kind of numbers that I saw on TikTok. And even though I reached those kind of numbers, it did not mean people were going into my courses. It did not mean people were booking with me. And what actually helped people step into my containers, into my services, were the posts that got 30 likes. Okay. It is the posts that where you are talking to your dream clients specifically, and you have that post that maybe has 12, 20, 30 likes, because those are the people that are really actually invested in reading your captions and reading your posts and catching up with you. And it is not the widespread engagement. I think those widespread engagement can catch the people that are actually going to want your medicine, be in your community, be in your services, your courses. But again, it's really the posts that create a lot more intimacy and where people can feel like closer to you. So just know that it is a beautiful balance of like, yes, being viral and then also really honing in and making those posts that aren't going to typically do well, but they do convert people. Okay. So we're going to talk also just a little bit more about like the logistics of that in the later months if you guys decide to join university. Okay, so again with the vanity metrics, I think people get embarrassed, to get scared, like, oh my god, this just got 20 likes, this only had 200 views, like what are these people gonna think, what are these people from high school gonna think, what are people from my job, from my old part of life gonna think? Who cares? Who cares? I want to share with you like the people that are making successful, profitable, integrity aligned, soul aligned businesses. They are completely 100% self themselves. Okay. They are not diluting anything. They are not trying to shape shift to be something else. They are incredibly niche. They are talking so specifically to the people that are their audience. You're not making your content for whoever, haters, random people. You're making it for your soulmate clients. So who cares what they think? They don't pay you. Like they don't pay you. So don't pay them the attention. So that's really where again your self-worth shadow work comes in. Okay. Where does your self-worth come from? You have to know yourself. And I think knowing yourself is again knowing what are your insecurities, when do you feel triggered, how do you soothe yourself when you feel triggered, how are you going to clear those limiting beliefs, those old programs, how are you going to move the emotion and energy, how are you going to rewrite the subconscious belief systems, what are your tools, what are your tools? Is it the Akasha? Is it yoga? Is it somatic exercises? Know your tools. Okay. This is also something that I am going to teach, especially with the Akasha and how you can do Akasha to alchemize a lot of this shadow work. Because a lot of it doesn't just come from this lifetime. A lot of it comes from even past lives. And especially as witchpeneurs, there's a huge witch wound, and it does feel scary to be seen. It does feel scary to be heard. We do feel we're going to be canceled because it's almost like a witch hunt. It's almost the same energy. So it makes sense that you guys are going to be having a little bit of a resistance towards getting more followers, getting more likes, putting yourself out there. Okay, and that's why I really love the Akasha. Another thing that I want to share, like people who do go viral, they're not checking their likes, they're not checking their followers obsessively. They just know it's there, the notifications are up, but they're not like obsessively checking if the video is doing well. You just put it out there and then you just go about your day. Because again, that's what you would do if you were like a successful person with a thriving business and you have other shit to do. So really check yourself in terms of like, is this aligned with that identity of the person that I'm stepping into and want to manifest? So also know like what that identity is and if you're acting in alignment with it. Okay, so yeah, what is the identity of the person who is widely seen, well paid, and has an active, supportive online community, in-person community, hybrid of both, that is loyal, that comes back, that raves about you, that you feel a genuine connection with, that you actually transform their lives, their mindset? How does that person think? How does that person act? And are they going to be really obsessed with the money, with the likes, the followers? No, they're almost just going to look at it with a sense of detachment in terms of like planning, analyzing for the next quarter, or yeah, just planning out the year. It has nothing to do with how they feel about themselves. It's more so of like that logical detachment that these are just numbers. Okay. Okay. So, as I said before, I think it is really important to say that, you know, I really kind of started this off with, hey, these are my vanity metrics. And then I'm telling you, those don't matter. They do matter in a sense, but there's also what actually really matters and where you really should center your purpose for creating content and creating a community. I think it helps people definitely trust what I have to say, but also I manifested that as a byproduct of being in alignment with being in my heart and being in my higher self and being of service. Because I'm not doing it because it's validating me. I'm not doing it because I want to be viral. I'm doing it because there's a message that needs to be shared. And I know that spirit is going to share the message widely, because why else would it be channeled through me? So that's, again, another mindset that you can also take in. Okay, so likes, views, followers, humanize those numbers, humanize them. These are people. It doesn't matter if it's 5 people, 10 people. If you were in the room with those people, you would be really honored that they like your stuff, that they like what you have to say, that they liked your reel about something. And you'd be like, hey, you got a bunch of, you got like 10 compliments on it. You know, like really connect with, oh my God, people actually are valuing this, even if it's a few people. Still be grateful for that. Okay, so view your followers, your likes, even the views as people who you get to invite closer into your community. Okay, these are people that you show up for who can benefit, be inspired by your medicine, by your services. So that's why it's so important to not just, I want more followers, but I want to create impact. I have a message that needs to be shared, and having that reframe is so important. And also helps with motivation, because it can't, you know, there's a lot of like challenges that you might face when it comes to building that following and seeing the engagement that you want. If you're only doing it for the vanity metrics of it, it's not enough motivation. You need that motivation of like a higher purpose to actually help you keep moving forward and not give up on growing your TikTok, growing your YouTube page, this, that, and the third. Instead of trying to figure out how to get more followers, figure out what makes you unique, what makes you it, okay? What is that it factor that you have inside of yourself? What is your story? What is the movement that you stand behind? What is your why? Okay? That is what gets you more followers. That is the byproduct of knowing what makes you it. Okay, why should people follow you out of all of the people that are doing the same thing, talking about the same thing that you do? It's because of your story, it's because of your background, it's because of your unique specific why that might differ from other people's unique specific why. What do you like to do as a hobby? It's really about that. And it's really about building a connection that is more human and relatable. So yeah, that is why people follow you. That is why people want to jump into your containers, into your programs, want to get a reading with you, is because you're making that connection as if they know you, as if you're their friend, as if they want to meet you in person. The more that you can be vulnerable about that, the more that people will jump into your world. Okay, but again, it's that Leo energy. Like, what makes you like creative and happy and joyful? Like, what makes you confident? Like, know it and relish in it and be it unapologetically. Okay, so instead of calling in more money, I want you to reframe it. You're calling in soulmate clients. Money is really just a person investing in you, a person that you get to add value into their world, to change their world, to give them profound healing and transformation, to guide them through that transformation, to teach them something. Okay, so if you have the space, this is something that I've had to kind of do shadow work and, you know, really find what makes me feel comfortable, because you know, giving stuff for free and just not feeling reciprocated it from people, friends, and even community, I almost felt reluctant to just like give out things for free. But it is actually really important to be generous, give free value, give free content that can already shift people's lives and perspectives, and trusting that that value will come back in return. That doesn't always have to mean money, but it can always mean abundance, opportunities, friends, anything else that expands you in the way that you've expanded the world. So I definitely have had instances of this happen. I just posted on my story on Instagram and I was like, hey, like, I just want to do a bunch of card pulls. I was doing dragon oracle card pulls and channeling the dragons. And I did like 25 card pulls, like really long, in-depth card pulls that I shared. And just knowing that that value will come back to me, and it did. Somebody booked a reading with me, right? So give. I did a free giveaway, and I was giving away like free Akashic Records readings for the Lionsgate portal. And one of the women that I read was, she said it was a life-changing reading, and that led to her husband booking a paid reading. Okay, so just know that the stuff that you give out for free comes back to you. Again, but there is a balance with that. As I said before, like sometimes we just don't know our worth and we're just giving out like valuable stuff for free when we should be getting paid for it. So there is a certain like balance and discernment when I say that. Okay, you know where that boundary is. Okay, so I want to reiterate, you need to be seen, you need to be heard so that your people can find you. Okay, and you need to be yourself so people can find you. You need to be authentically yourself. You need to know who you are, what is your soul essence, how you're aligning your business with your soul essence. That is your it factor. Okay. So that your soulmate clients, your lucrative business partners, and your soul aligned opportunities can magnetize to you, is because you're emitting that frequency of who you are and not trying to be anybody else. That is that Leo energy. Okay. So be yourself, be authentically yourself, have pride in who you are, and have pride in what you do. And that is magnetic. Okay, so let's talk about divine sovereignty, self-worth, and value on a more spiritual level, and kind of shifting away from the more business practical standpoint, but it does touch into business, of course, as anything does. Divine sovereignty, again, is knowing that you are your own spiritual authority. Okay, you can have gurus, you can have mentors, you can have I don't know, other people that you look up to, but just knowing that you are your own spiritual authority, that you get to listen to that book, that guru, that teacher, and you get to discern, and you get to figure out, okay, this resonates with me and this doesn't resonate with me, and I'm going to form my own belief system inspired by what that person said. You have your own direct connection with God. Okay. And you also understand that the God, goddess is in you, flows through you, creates through you, and animates through you. You are God. Okay. You are God. That is what divine sovereignty is. And that is what also Leo energy and the archetype of Leo means. That is what it means to be royal, and everybody is royal. And it's not just for the elites and the higher ups and people of the royal bloodline or in the wealthy. It is in all of us. Okay, and that's where value is, and that's where self-worth comes from. So your self-worth comes from truly knowing yourself, your soul that is brilliant, abundant, creative, beautiful, and infinitely wise. And we have a lot of ideas in terms of why we're not worthy, and why we're not this, and why we're not that, and how people have treated you. But you have to really understand that those qualities that I just said, they're natural to your divine soul. They're natural to your divine self. And it's just about releasing the ideas that you're not abundant, that you're not luxurious, that you're not creative, that you're not beautiful, that you're not capable. You are those things. Your soul is so, so capable of everything that you want to achieve. Why? Because you're God. Okay, so let's go deeper into the Leo archetype. As I was saying before, the Leo archetype is associated with your inner child. How that inner child is so confident is because they embody the king, royal, queen archetype so purely. Okay, so really connecting to your inner child is going to help you connect to that business aspect where you're going to go after the things that you want, where you do deserve and you feel deserving of the things that you want, where you are going to show up and create that video unapologetically, and you're going to be unique, and you're going to be quirky, and you're going to be whatever. You got to heal that inner child. You got to connect with them. You got to bring them into business and let your business be an extension of that joy and that childlike wonder. Okay, that is so, so important. So let's talk about some real royal archetypes, because I think it's definitely distorted. I think we can see rulers in the shadow aspect of abusing their power, of being a dictator, of exploiting the poor. And it doesn't have to be that way, and it wasn't always this way. So the real royals were the priestesses. And I think about in ancient Egypt, in the Temple of Isis, how the priestesses were treated like queens, treated like royalty, and we were adorned in gold, and we were just pampered with oils and milk baths, and we were praised by others because we were the living embodiment of Hathor, of Isis, of the goddesses. And that is, again, what it means to be royal, is to embody the highest self, to embody your goddess self. Another royal archetype is being keepers of the land, the chief and the chiefess. And this is a more indigenous way of looking at what a king and queen is, and how they have a deep responsibility to keeping the balance between not just people, but also with the natural world, the elements, the animals, the plants, and having rulership and leadership, guiding the community of all of those beings and all of those consciousness. And then again, as I said before, another royal archetype is the eternal child. So not really having that adult that is stressed out, that is bogged down by responsibilities. To really heal that aspect is to let the eternal child come through, and you want that aspect to thrive in your business, because you do not want to create, again, your business from that belief system that you have to be burnt out and bogged down by capitalism and all that stuff. Okay, so royals, all the children of spirit, all the children of the creator, have a deep responsibility to the collective. Okay, we are not just associating royals with extravagance and wealth and confidence and empowerment. And while it can be those things, I think there is also a deep, deep responsibility to the collective and their duties and how they show up. And that is so, so important. Again, as witchpeneurs, as somebody who has a spiritual business, you want to step into this royal archetype, because it is your duty. It is your responsibility to be of service. And what else are you doing it for, other than for uplifting the collective and uplifting your community? And of course, that doesn't mean you have to sacrifice getting the stuff that you want, having the nice things, traveling the world, and owning nice jewelry or clothing. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, it is a byproduct because you have given so much value out in the world. Okay, so let's talk about the rose mysteries of the crown. I could just see if I can pause the recording, because I do not want these missing photos in here. So let me see. I think I really have to go. Okay. Now you pick me up, turn. Yes. Is this still recording? Jesus Christ, I thought it was freaking. Or maybe it just recorded because I. Okay, I think everything's on here. I don't think it was recording the whole time, but hey y'all, we're back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay, I just want to share from earlier. This is the title of the Vice magazine article that I am in. Must I lean into my dark feminine energy? This is a screenshot of one of my TikToks. And what's funny is that I knew that I was in a Vice magazine article. They interviewed me. So I didn't know it was out yet. I was expecting a email from the person that interviewed me, like, hey, it's up. And I just forgot about it. And then literally one of my friends are like, I just saw this Vice magazine article and you're literally in it. I was like, oh yeah. So it literally came to me. I wasn't even looking for it. Um, anyways, we're here. Let's talk about the Rose Mysteries and really what is the Rose lineage. And University is an extension of teaching those teachings with a mix of business. So yeah, let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about it. Okay, so the Rose Mysteries is basically a spiritual lineage where priestesses honor and worship the womb, the goddess, and Venus, specifically through sacred sexuality. And how sacred sexuality can actually be an access point into the divine. Okay, so these teachings can be found in many different cultures. They have their roots in, I wouldn't say their roots. They're definitely known in France. They're definitely known to originate as well from the Isis sex temple priestesses associated with Mary Magdalene. So Mary Magdalene went to the south of France and seeded those teachings. They're also associated with Avalon, but again, I believe that these teachings are found in many different cultures in the world. I'm definitely going to talk more about that if you enroll in this program, just kind of like deeper where it really comes from. But let's talk about how the Rose Mysteries are associated with the royal codes. Okay, so the fleur-de-lis is the flower of the lily, representing the purity of the womb and the royal womb, aka the priestess womb. So these priestesses were trained and understand how to activate their kundalini, their sexual life force energy, how to purify that, how to cultivate that, how to use that, especially in the act with themselves or with a man, how to reach states of higher levels of consciousness. And within these orgasmic states, they can also help call in these holy spiritual beings that are meant for leadership. So Mary Magdalene was trained in this, and also Mother Mary was also trained in this, especially in the Egyptian Isis sex mysteries. So Mary was actually a title of what these priestesses are. That's why there's a lot of Marys that you can find in the Bible. A Mary is a womb priestess. A virgin is not just a woman that's never had sex. I think these women did have sex. It is a woman that understands the power of her womb. There are ways that you can re-virginize yourself because they know how to cultivate their sexual life force energy. That is really just what a virgin is. You can cultivate your life force sexual energy through abstaining through sex, and you can also do it through having sex. It's just a woman that has a lot of that creative life force energy, and that's really what a virgin is. Okay, so let's talk about these little secrets. So as I was saying before, the fleur-de-lis. This is when I went on my Magdalene pilgrimage to Europe and the south of France. I also went on a family vacation to to Spain. And when I travel, a lot of it is grid work, which is, again, going to places around the world and activating sacred like portals around the world just by me being there. And I'm Filipino, so I definitely felt that that was some sort of decolonization grid work. And I was not expecting to see the Magdalene secrets in other parts of Europe. So I went to this church in Marbella, Spain, and I see this beautiful tiling of Archangel Gabriel telling Mother Mary that she was pregnant with Yeshua, with Jesus. They are holding the flower of the lily. They're holding the fleur de lis, and you can see how this is the same exact symbol. Okay, this is the Immaculate Conception. Okay, this is the royal womb. Okay, this is a distorted symbol that was appropriated by royalty and the church, where we now believe that the church and men give divine sovereignty, when that is not true. It is actually the royal women and the priestess that does. Okay, so Mother Mary was a priestess. How do I know that? There are so many correlations with the priestess card in tarot, and just how Mary is commonly depicted, not just in this tiling, but in her sculptures and statues that I see. So one of the biggest things that I see was this scroll, again, indicating that she is a priestess, that she has knowledge, that she's not just some virtuous, virginal woman, but she has been trained and is from this spiritual lineage to carry the womb of Jesus, of Yeshua. Okay, so we're gonna go deeper into this. This is stuff that I've decoded when I travel the world. I open my Akashic records and I receive these downloads through my own gnosis. So since this is from my own gnosis, it can resonate with you. It might not resonate with you. And that is just, again, what gnosis is. It's your own personal connection with God. Okay, so the High Priestess card is a heavily coded card. It is within the High Priestess card is the Kabbalah. And you can see in the pomegranates the shape and formation of the Kabbalah, the tree of life. And also with these pillars, also representing the tree of life as well. She's stepping on the moon, also representing this Yesod, which is the moon, which is ruled by the moon. It's the Sphirot, ruled by the moon. So she represents the embodiment of the tree of life representing the pathway of how spiritual energy comes down into matter. Okay, this is the Immaculate Conception. This is how the Kundalini travels up and down the spine. Okay, this is the body of the priestess, is the tree of life. And there's a lot of symbology that I talk about, especially in my Lilith class, about this as well. So that is also on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. So yeah, let's talk about it. This is heavily encoded. This is the lost Gnostic Christianity teachings that when you go into these churches, I like to go to churches. I'm not Christian. I like to go to these churches because there is deeply encoded secrets that we have forgotten, that have been erased from Christianity, that you can know through your Akasha and through your own gnosis. So again, I was in this church in Marbella. It's the Templo de Dios. And I just love how it has Filipino, Espanol, like Belgian. I think this is people from the Netherlands, French, Finland, English people, Norwegian people, I believe. All of these people came to this church. And it wasn't just a church for Christianity, it was a church for maybe Orthodox Christianity of Greece, um, for the Arabic people, for Jewish people, for even the Romans. Like, what? This is just a temple of God. And we didn't have these fights of like, okay, well, you're wrong and this person's not the prophet and did it. It wasn't like that. Like, we all used to, again, different races, different nationalities, different religions would all exchange ideas of the rose teachings of God, of like this divinity that they all knew. And that's just how it's supposed to be. I think all of these religions have the missing puzzle piece to a greater picture. So there's a reason why Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary, they're veiled, in a very similar region why in Muslim culture women are also veiled. Like, we're exchanging ideas. Okay, so this was within, I believe this was in the Marbella church that I was in, I'm pretty sure. So as, again, you can see the two pillars, you can see the crown, very similar to the crown, and you can see her stepping on the moon. Again, another photo of Mother Mary, the moon that she's stepping on. You can also see her crown, okay? This is in the Basilica of Mary Magdalene, and this was in the south of France. And it is, again, you can see how the angels and their arms are in the same formation of the tree of life. Okay, you can see the crown, the kether, the crown. You can see the moon as she's standing on as well. So it's not just Mother Mary, it is also Mary Magdalene. They're both priestesses. And also within this church, there it is, the fleur-de-lis in a church. Not just because the church was the one, the pope or the priest crowned the next king. It was the woman's womb. That is why these women are associated with crowns as well. It is the woman and the priestess and the mother that dictates the crown, the royal bloodline. This is also a book that not a book, this is a oracle deck that I have of Mary Magdalene, and on the Holy Grail is, again, the fleur-de-lis. Okay, so there's a deep reason why they're associated with the fleur-de-lis. Okay. Okay. So, as I was saying before, it is the womb, the mother who crowns royalty. And this is why in the hospital, they say the baby is crowning. We were all crowned. We were all worthy. Every single one of us, since the day we were born, are worthy and are royal. Okay? Your crown chakra on the top of your head connects to spirit, the same one that comes into the world for the first time, comes out of the womb. Okay? It is the womb that has the creative life force energy that births universe. It is your womb that has that power. Your mother birthed you. You are an entire universe made manifest. You're your own subjective universe. That is the power of the womb. That is the power of women. Okay? And you deserve to, and you are capable of, and you can create your dream life and your thriving, successful, magnetic business. This is what Mary Magdalene has taught me through the Rose teachings. She has heavily guided me into understanding the power of myself and the power of my creative life force energy in my womb and how I put that into my business. Okay? So the secrets of your feminine energy, your blood, your DNA, your womb, your connection to the cosmos, and your creative and psychic channel. They're inside of you. They're inside of you. Okay. Through the Akasha, through just turning inward, through astrology, through following your menstrual cycles and the cycles of astrology and the moon, you attune to these secrets. Okay. You are the queen and you claim your empire. And this is your invitation into stepping into what this could look like for you as a spiritual business owner, as a witchpeneur, as a creative, as a psychic, as a healer. Okay. So this is something that I have birthed with Mary Magdalene, and something that I birthed with Isis as well, who is who taught Mary Magdalene. And I'm really, really excited that I get to invite you into what Yoniversity is. Okay, so let's talk more about the Queen codes. So your legacy and your long-term vision, what does it mean to really embody this within your business? Okay, so starting a business, everyone, that's not easy, and it's not for the faint of heart. There's a lot of shadow work, and it takes a lot of strength and gall to like really set this out and follow through with it. It is your commitment to your vision and your legacy that is going to keep you going through short-term challenges. Okay, there's a learning curve for sure, especially for those that are just starting out. And you need to really trust in that bigger picture, that generational wealth that you're building, that collective movement that you're a part of. You need to be looking at that bigger picture so that whenever something comes up, whenever you feel like you want to give up, you won't, because you're deeply connected with that why. And there are going to be moments, just like with anybody, and I've heard it with people I look up to, with my mentors, there are going to be moments where like, I want to give up. I don't want to do this anymore. But you know, deep down inside, you have to keep going and that you trust. Okay. Heavy is the crown. Okay. This is a responsibility, as I was saying before. And you might be the first entrepreneur in the family. You might be the first woman entrepreneur in the family. You might be the first to really do this within your generation. So that's a huge thing to step into. So you're not just alchemizing those shadows and wounds around money, around being seen, around your magic, around your womanhood. You're doing it for your bloodline. And that's what it means to be a Magdalene, a Mary, and to be on this path, is that you purify the bloodline. So you're one of those generational curse breakers. And again, really stripping back the religious programming that caused you to hide your sexual creative power, because that is part of your crown. That is part of what makes you regal. Okay. It is a large calling. It is a large responsibility. You definitely have responsibilities, but there's definitely rewards in it. It's definitely worth it. Okay. The regal embodiment. Okay. So a queen knows how far they've come. They know what they have achieved. They know what they're capable of achieving. Okay. Why do they have that much confidence? They have that confidence because of God. They have that confidence because of God. You are divinely aligned. You are imbued with wisdom. You are your higher self. Okay. You know you're capable of doing this. And you need that confidence. Okay. You need that regal embodiment to be like, I've done this, I've done that, and I know what I can do, and I know what I want. Okay. It really takes that kind of queen embodiment. Okay. So your crown, your calling will cause you to dissolve any shame that has made you feel unworthy, but you're ready. you're ready. So let's step into that. So this is my invitation to you guys into Akashic Allures Yoniversity. It is my 6-month mastermind for psychics, witchpeneurs, and creatives. It is open to women and also those that are gender fluid, those with a womb, those that resonate with the path of the Magdalene, of the goddess, of the divine feminine. So let's talk about the curriculum. I just went through my Leo curriculum, but I want to talk about this 6-month journey that we are going on. And with this curriculum, also, I have these beautiful song attunements that you guys can also listen to if you would like to understand what this journey is going to look like. And if you resonate with this program, I have a Spotify playlist that I will link below in the description. So Virgo season, this is the time of the Magdalene, okay? Mary Magdalene is the sign of Virgo, and she is the direct counterpart of Yeshua, which is the sign of Pisces, and they are sister signs on the zodiac wheel, meaning they are directly opposite from each other. Okay, so really we're going to dive into what is the pleasure priestess, what is the sacred 4 archetype, and really talking about deeper the mysteries of the rose lineage and how it is seen in many cultures all over the world. Okay, this is the unveiling, right? And we see the veil that we have, that Mary Magdalene has and Mother Mary has, and this is where we really take that away and see her for what she is. We'll learn exactly what your womb is capable of, and we will also explore aspects of the shadow of Virgo, which is perfectionism, self-sacrificing, especially as a wounded healer. Okay, so that is going to be a really good masterclass. And then Libra season, we're really going to talk about how can we attract business relationships that are in reciprocity, that are in balance. So this is more so going to focus on divine masculine healing and allowing your divine masculine energy to support your feminine energy as you're creating your business from a place of divine femininity instead of the hyper masculine capitalistic culture of what entrepreneurship should look like. So this is where we also really attune to nature's cycle of autumn, really bringing in the fall season, and also what it means to have healthy boundaries in your client relationships and also social media. Scorpio season, we're really going to talk about wealth. I know that if you guys really study astrology, Scorpio, the 8th house that is associated with wealth, the number 8, it is the 8th sign. And this is where we really understand that your shadow work is your wealth. It is what attracts clients to you. It is that alchemy. And this is also a little bit where we get even more dark feminine into how our womb is an alchemical force for shadow work. And we're going to talk deeper in terms of like those really uncomfortable shadow aspects in terms of fear, and how business is going to inevitably trigger that in our business. Okay. Okay, so let's go into Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, so good for career just because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So yeah, I love using Jupiter when it comes to my business. I went viral during Sagittarius season around the new moon in Sagittarius. All of that is very, very planned. I will be teaching how to align your posts, your business with really powerful astrological alignments. So it is that exuberant planet that helps us align with our business, not just with wealth, but also spiritual purpose and joy. It is associated with higher learning. And also Sagittarius, I believe, is associated with the Akashic records. So we're going to dive deeper into how to channel more of our Akashic soul essence, understanding that our psychic channel is also where we receive business ideas and business advice. And this is, again, something that I like to do within my own business. I love to use my Akasha. It gives me the best, lucrative, profitable business ideas. Why? Because it's the Akashic records. Come on. Okay. Capricorn season, another amazing season for business. This is where we get even more practical in terms of the grounded business structure, what it means to run a business on social media, what is social media marketing, how do you build know, like, and trust, how do you plan out next year's quarters, and then we're also diving into the fear of success on a deeper level, because Capricorn season is level up season, okay? It is really about building that legacy for yourself, and it is also probably going to be another wealth masterclass, okay? Spiritual wealth codes, very, very important, especially without grinding yourself out. That is also another huge thing that Capricorn energy, the archetype, can tend to go into. So we're going to talk about it because I feel like Capricorn energy can kind of be associated with capitalism. So that's something that we're going to be releasing, diving deeper into. And then our last and final module and masterclass is Aquarius season. I talked about it a little bit before in this Leo class, but because they are sister signs directly opposite, it is almost very similar. So what is your it factor? Okay, what is your it factor? What does it mean to have the bigger picture, have the forward thinking, to know what the next trend is, to align with Aquarian energy of these movements that are going to uplift humanity? How do we have our business as an extension of that? Okay. So Aquarius is all about being unique, being authentic, being unapologetic, and how your unapologetic essence is going to attract your soul tribe, which also Aquarius rules tribes. We're also going to talk about how jealousy is an activator of our desires. Okay, that's going to be a really good one because sisterhood wounds is also part of being in community. And how do we heal that? So yeah, that is the curriculum for Akashic Allures Yoniversity. And it is just this beautiful thing that I have attuned to the cosmos as we attune on this 6-month journey to the planets, to the moon. You will also be attuning your business to these larger cosmic movements that are going to help build your business and take your business to the next level, just the way that it has taken mine to the next level. I'm going to be sharing all my secrets of the practical aspects and then also the seductive aspects, the magnetic aspects of how I've created and built my business through pleasure, through integrity, and through my heart space and through my womb space. Okay. So if you guys are interested, if you are still listening, I so appreciate you. This is what you will receive within my program. So we have 6 monthly live energy workshops. So these are different. These are going to be on Zoom, and I'm going to be teaching you the Magdalene secrets of how to raise your Kundalini energy. I'm going to teach you how to do Akashic energy work. I'm going to teach you how to cultivate your womb, just so that you can activate your light body, activate your psychic centers, activate your Akashic channel, this, that, and the third. So all of that is also going to be attuned to the astrology that's going on. And we also get these 6 monthly university masterclasses. So this is one of them. You will receive The monthly master classes of this year and also the ones that I filmed last year. Last year was a little different because I started in Taurus season. So there's other modules that you guys have not even delved into yet. And those are also really great. My Leo season one from last year was also super, super juicy. So yeah, so it's not just the 6 monthly master classes. You're gonna get 7, including this one. I know this one's free on YouTube. But you're gonna get the exclusive ones, and you're gonna get the ones from last year, and then you're gonna get the ones whenever I do it again. Probably the ones from next year. Okay. We're going to have 6 monthly group Akashic coaching calls. And these coaching calls is that we're just on Zoom and we are diving into the shadow work of what's going on in your business. And whether it's shadow work or you want practical advice, I channel the Akashic records. And I also share from my own business experience how to move forward through any blockages or if you need any inspiration. And yeah, you just get to bring whatever is at the table for you guys, and I lead you through maybe some somatic exercises, meditation, visualization, whatever wants to be channeled through the Akasha. Okay. And then also you get to come into some of these group spell rituals, ceremonies that we also have. So we sometimes do a fall equinox ritual together. We do a new moon manifesting thing together. And we just get together and people are doing their different things. I'm going to tell people what ritual I'm going to be making, and we all get to share. And it's just something fun that we get to do and to attune again to the moon and to the cycles. And I think it's so powerful and so potent for women to do magic together and to amplify each other's intentions together. All of this stuff will be recorded, will be uploaded to the Kajabi. And if you're not able to make it to the master classes live or the group spell live, you guys can watch it. I think the most important thing that is live is the Akasha coaching calls, because you get to receive my personal channelings for you. So that's kind of something that needs to be live. And then also you guys get access to me for intuitive business support and pleasure embodiment coaching within our WhatsApp group chat. So this is also another way for you to get coaching from me if you were not able to make it to the coaching call, or there's just something that you want me to tap into. If there's a post that you want me to read and you want advice on, or you want me to do an Instagram audit and you want me to give you advice on what you would change in your social media marketing, that is something that I can all do in the group chat. Or celebrate your wins, connect to the community, share whatever's happening in your life. I really love the group chat. I think last year was just so beautiful, just seeing what people were celebrating about themselves, not just in business, but their own connection to their sexuality and to the Akashic records. People were sharing like their beautiful channelings, like them wearing lingerie for the first time. Like it was really beautiful. And then you also get access to my Akashic Allures library. So if you are an Akashic Allures University, you get to be in my other programs of Akashic Allures Dragon Institute and Akashic Allures Academy, which are my 8-week programs of how I teach the Akashic records. And I also dive into the dark feminine archetypes or the dragon archetypes. So you're getting like, for the price of one, you're getting like 3 courses. Okay. That is like a lot. Okay. And also with my academy, if you're an alumni, you get to join my future semesters. So within those 8 weeks, I teach you how to read the Akashic records. And you get to practice on other students within the community. And I always have alumni coming back, and I've built like a really beautiful community. And we all just get to read each other's Akasha every week, and it's so fun. And again, you get to come to the next semesters. So that is like all you receive. Not only that, but you get a beautiful crown. I'm going to show you the crown that I, this is my crown. It is a crown fit for Selene Moon Queen. It is, has a moonstone. It is perfect. And your crown is also perfect for you. This is not just a crown, but it is something that I use to channel. It is a symbol of being on this rose path. And you get a crown, and you also get a rose that is also intuitively picked what color that you get. So people have gotten white and pink and deep red, and everyone has a different color. And I think that's just like also so beautiful how we all have different rose medicines. So yeah, that is what you get in the mail. And you also get like more. I also like went to the south of France, and I got people from the Basilica of Mary Magdalene in the south of France. I got them little figurines of Mary Magdalene. So it was really, really beautiful to do that. So you guys will also receive other little things, and I'm sure I'll travel somewhere else and get you guys some really cool stuff from very magical witchy parts of the world. So this is what some crowns look like. These two are taken, but these are up for grabs. And I also want to be open and tell you guys that there are also other crowns that I have, or well, they're not mine, but I also am working with a really dear friend of mine, Adina, who has given me these crystal crowns. I met her in Mexico spontaneously, and she gifted me that crown. I told her it was completely perfect for Yoniversity. I was crowned by her in real life, and I'm like, this is perfect. I was already like launching Yoniversity, and I was crowned. I was like, I'm adding this, like I need to give it to my students. And this is just another like sacred, unique thing that is part of this program. Okay, so this is really for those that really want to use this in their psychic healings, and there's people and students that use it in their Reiki sessions, and they look so beautiful and they're so like powerful. Okay, so they're not just crowns, they're technologies that really activate your crown chakra and your third eye. So who is this program for? This is really for those, again, I am calling in those that are like really starting out in their business, or they really want to shift their business in a more feminine way. They feel like they're more so in their masculine, but they want to again create a business from the divine feminine mode now. So this program is best for those that are seeking to reignite their creativity and play in their business, are ready to birth a new business or offer. So whether you're just starting out, or you're going to quit your job and really take it seriously, or you just want to create a new program, a new service, and this is something that you feel called to. This is also a program for you if you feel the inkling that so much more pleasure can be available to you, if you want to run your business with your natural feminine cycles and really deprogram from the hypermasculine capitalist work culture that we were taught in. You yearn for more connection with spiritual business owners, coaches, creatives, psychics, like healers. This is that community. You also desire to deeper activate your psychic gifts and your path. So those that do want to step into reading the Akashic records, whether that's a service that you want to share, or just something that you want to like use in your business or in your tool belt behind the scenes. And this is also the program for those that are ready to trust their vision and to become the visionary. This is where you become both muse and artist. Okay, so this is for this program for you. Again, if you are a creative, an artist more than you are a businesswoman, if you feel a crown is calling to you, if you resonate with a Spotify playlist, and if you know running a creative and psychic business is your purpose, and you know that community and mentorship inspires you, and you understand the value of that, Okay, this program is not for you if you're just becoming an entrepreneur just for the money. This program is not for you if you're not willing to be vulnerable about your shadow work with other people. Because where is the alchemy in that? You know, if you're not going to share it with me or with other people, you know, these are huge assets that can help you alchemize and heal those things. If you want to hustle and make money fast, and if you're not financially secure to make this investment, okay? Okay, so that program is the program is not for you if that is the case. Okay. Okay, so this is your invitation to Yoniversity. If you are still listening, I freaking appreciate you. We will be starting at the end of September, but honestly, I feel like if you are watching this and you are still listening to this, these early bird prices are like for you guys. I don't have a set kind of due date for the early bird. Like if you are still listening and I'm talking about this and you're like, hey, like I watched your YouTube video, like I'm interested in the early bird, email me, DM me that you watched this, tell me that you're interested in the early bird because you watched the YouTube video and I'll give it to you. We're going to start at the end of September around the fall equinox, which is so perfect. And this is the breakdown. So again, this is the early bird breakdown. And I also have these payment plans. So I have my 8-month payment plan and the 7th-month payment plan. And I also have the pay in full option as well. Again, if you want to enroll in just the mastermind, which came with everything that I talked about, including the crown, including the rose, including access to Akashic Allures Academy and Dragon Institute, email me at akashic.ari.allures@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram at Akashic Allures. If you are, oh, this is probably the title that I wanted because it says end of September. Again, for those that want to start a psychic business, I would recommend my mastermind diamonds. So this is some extra things that you receive. So you're going to get 6 monthly one-on-one sessions with me. So you're going to get an Akashic records reading and from me, where we don't just talk about your own Akashic records, but you're going to get personal one-on-one coaching from me and also for your business as well. So I get to really dive into your product suite, into your business, into your branding, and any advice that I would have. Also, you also receive Akashic integration and Reiki healing with one of my co-facilitators, Alex. She's a very beautiful, good friend of mine, also on this rose path and also one of my past students in Yoniversity. So I get my Akashic Records readings from her. She is somebody that we exchange Akashic Records readings all the time. And I also love, that's part of why I make communities like this, is because you get to make friendships like that and you get to be surrounded by people that are on your level and that can give you advice and healing, and you could receive that in the same capacity and the same balance and reciprocity that you want. And then also guest expert events. So this could look like Kundalini Reiki. This could look like a human design workshop. It could be Kundalini yoga. So anything that is Kundalini themed, we're definitely going to talk about that. So these are just some of the ideas. Again, I think when I have a good idea of like who's in the container, I think I'll be able to share like what you guys need and what those guest expert events are going to look like. Okay, so you also get another group call or a psychic workshop. So yeah, there is those group coaching calls where people just come and talk about the shadow work or talk about their business and get advice from that. But because you guys are psychics, there's also just like another level that I want to give you guys. And then you guys also get like extra luxury gifts. So I'll probably give you guys maybe a bigger eternal rose, and then maybe like a yoni egg, a crystal dildo, something special for y'all, something special for y'all. So those are like what you guys can expect for a mastermind diamond. So this is my breakdown. I know this is a higher investment. Again, if you are watching this, you can receive the early bird discount. Doesn't matter. It doesn't expire for y'all because I appreciate y'all for listening. Okay. So again, just tell me that you saw my YouTube video, my Leo season 1, that you want the early bird breakdown, that you're interested in the diamond package or just the regular mastermind package. You can also talk to me like, hey, I don't know which one I want to choose. We can talk about it more. Please connect with me. And I would love to get to know you more, because I think that's really important, especially with starting a 6-month journey together. So please connect with me. I love to do like voice memo chats in Instagram, or we can set up a call if you email me on Zoom. So again, very serious inquiries only, please. And I have just, again, longer payment plans just because I know it is a higher investment. So it is, again, like under $600 a month. Again, for those that are wanting to build a psychic business. So for though you can join this mastermind if you are a tattoo artist, if you're a creative, if you are making things, if you are a coach, but if you are a psychic, if you are a healer, that's on, I would suggest the mastermind diamond. Even like, even if you're like a sound healer, like stuff like that, I would definitely suggest more of like the psychic one-on-one coaching. Again, it's not required. I think you guys would also really thrive in just mastermind if you wanted to. So again, please connect with me. I try to make the monthly payments as low as possible. So yeah, I would love to hear from you guys. And if you are interested, again, until the end of September, we are starting around the fall equinox. And if you decide you want to enroll like soon already, you're going to get access right now, and you can already start watching the energy workshops and the master classes from last year, which is about 12 videos. So there's a lot of content that you get immediate access to if you start earlier, and then you'll also get your gifts earlier. You get first dibs on the crown. Again, as well, if you didn't resonate with any of those crowns, there are other beautiful crowns, and you'll probably be able to pick yourself that crown. So thank you guys for listening and watching this video. I so appreciate you. If you want to resonate with Akashic Allures Yoniversity, I have the playlist on my Spotify. And if you saw on my curriculum page, I have 3 songs for each masterclass. So yeah, if it resonates with you, if you like the songs, maybe this is the program for you. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for listening. Happy new moon in Virgo. It is an honor to be doing this. And yeah, I wish you guys luck.